Welcome into the ACC Huddle. EJ Manuel, Eric McLean. I'm your host, Jordan Cornette. Clemson gets it done 48-20 after a big second half over Louisiana Tech. And I got to say, what a emotional but cool way to punctuate what was a fun day in sport, but bring it back to reality. Sport's so much about community. And you hear in Coach Dabo Swinney talk about what we were unaware of until that very moment with Kelsey Riggs, that Coach Cumbie, with his Louisiana Tech squad, had worn the shirts, had sent letters to the Brzee family. Obviously, a Tigers team playing with a heavy heart. We, too, want to extend our condolences to the family after a terrible loss. Life at 15 years old, beautiful spirit, clearly, and the people that she had touched in Ella. Our thoughts go out to them. Just a special moment. But we do want to take it to the game here. Your initial thoughts in the second half where Clemson went plus 21 to ultimately get it done here.
I mean, that's what you wanted to see. And we spoke about halftime adjustments. What do you need to see from this offense, this offensive line? And those guys picked it up. They ran the ball extremely well. I mean, when you outgain your opponent and you're rushing for 7 yards every time you tote the rock, that's an impressive thing. And so to see the growth there, the response there to put up, 48 points, and then just the continued response from DJ. I mean, to see a guy that, struggled so much a year ago and is just finding his groove, is proving people wrong each and every day. And I think to keep seeing that growth, he admitted it there. There were a couple of flashes where there was some drops or some miscues, but overall a very impressive 2 weeks in a row for DJ.
I would agree. I thought the receivers played better. Some of those deep balls they brought in with one hand, two hands going up, catching those 50-50 passes against a team like Wake Forest next week. They're going to have to do that. So I thought this was a step in the right direction. But, again, we talk about DJ Uiagalelei and this quarterback. That's dead. Like, DJ's a starter. I think that team obviously knows that. They're going to follow as he goes, and he's playing really clean football.
Yeah, really clean football indeed. It was almost a blessing in disguise, if you will, that it got weirdly tight down the stretch at the very end, and the ones had to come back in. Another rep with a little bit of pressure and to deliver punctuated drive. I mean, that only means good things for a group because you're going to need it from those ones down the road. Let's show you the highlight in this one. Dabo leading a Clemson team at home. Winners of 35 straight. A new entrance. What do you think about the new entrance?
Man, it's sick. I wish we were there to see it. Come on.
We will one day. Picking this one up midway through the first quarter. DJ Uiagalelei on point.
Great footwork right there. When you have great footwork, that leads to accuracy. Big-time catch. Joseph Ngata.
But was it a catch? They go to the review. It was indeed. Move the chains 2 plays later. Will Shipley.
Yeah, you love to see the power from the young man. We're going to see a little speed here later in the game, but this guy, just give it to him, get out of the way.
Roller coaster ride right here. Buck Buchanan's kick is blocked by Peyton Page. Clemson's Barrett Carter returns it. Doing the most, coughs that thing up. Louisiana Tech would come up with it. Fresh set of downs for Louisiana Tech. As you take a look. Special teams being special. How to protect that ball. If Coach Richt was here, he would not be happy. Fresh set of downs. Louisiana Tech will kick a field goal on the ensuing drive. Clemson goes up 13-6 at halftime. Sorry, second half. Parker McNeil's pass is picked. This defense brought it.
Yeah, this is going to be something that's a bit of a trend in this game. Defense getting their hand on the ball 3 different times, but here you go. Will Shipley, I told you it was coming. You see the speed. Get off of me. Get in the end zone. That young man is special.
Becomes the first Clemson player, 2 rushing touchdowns in 3 consecutive games. Last guy to do it, Travis Etienne. More of our guy, DJU.
Look at the calm footwork, man. Just pump fake, take another step, delivers a dime right there. Easy touchdown for Clemson.
Will Shipley's a pretty good football player. A guy that is really just feels like he's just getting started. Now healthy for the squad.
Wow.
You take a look at each of their first 3 team games, ACC in the last 15 years, multiple rushing touchdowns. Those 2 other guys are pretty good football players. One of them playing pretty important football on Sundays, Lamar Jackson. Looking forward to watching him tomorrow. Looking forward to hearing from Will Shipley. He caught up with Kelsey Riggs postgame.
Well, it was a 1-possession game at the half, and you guys came out in the second and really answered. Why were you guys able to make such a difference there?
Yeah, I think it was just realizing, what we can be successful in. Come out, really ran the football well, opened up the passing game a little bit, but just got out there and did our thing. Stopped beating ourselves, and just played Clemson ball.
Business is normal for you getting into the end zone. Not once, but twice. You are the first Clemson football player since they started tracking this back in 1950 to start with 3 multiple touchdown games. I know you're impressed by the running backs that have been here before. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, live reaction, by the way, but no, it's pretty incredible. I couldn't do it without the guys around me, without that group up front, without Phil, Kobe pushing me every single day, Coach Spiller, he maximizes my potential. So I'm just so thankful to be around a great group of guys, and just very thankful that I can provide and help this football team win.
Well, congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Group all smiles. It was an emotional lead up to this game. So much, EJ, when we talk about Clemson, it starts with championship level defense. Offense needs to come along. Offense kind of carried it in this one. Is that fair to say?
And that's okay. You want to play complementary football. At times, the defense may not show up. But I thought this was overall good victory for Clemson. There's a lot of good areas for them to learn from. Some miscues, but,
right.
Coach Sweeney wants that. He wants these young guys to get, that playing time and get these opportunities so you can coach it up on film. Because even you talk about Will Shipley, stat-wise, he had a great game. But there's a few miscues in the pass protection where, a defense is going to start to see that on tape and start blitzing him.
Right.
So he's going to have to fix that because I think he tried to go in for a cut. You can't do that. It caused DJ to be a little arid on his pass because of his protection. So a good area for him to learn, too.
And I think going back to that defense, it's very important to remember these guys were down 6-7 stars, like players, guys. And so anytime that you're having to put in second, third string guys, now certainly there's a standard you hope is set that next man up, we got to go. But you saw that time and time again. You mentioned the corners at halftime just being really soft, not getting that pressure, and quite frankly, La Tech able to take some hole shots and really pick up some yardage. So I don't think concern is a word yet, but defense needs to do better than they are, because we thought this was going to be one of these best of all time type deals. And quite frankly, right now, they have not met that standard.
Clemson hasn't really been challenged yet.
Correct.
I think the first big challenge comes from a veteran quarterback in Sam Hartman at Wake Forest, a team that can run the football, and then a team that does pretty good, defensively as well. They got some miscues, too, where they can't tackle guys in open field. But I think next week's going to be a really good matchup to see which team is going to be who.
This is a Clemson team that improves to 3-0. One team that did have a pretty good matchup today was another ACC team seeking to go 3-0, and that is Syracuse, hosting Purdue in an ACC Big Ten matchup. An opportunity to continue to improve that non-conference narrative and ability to have success. Dino Babers in the squad looking to be 3-0 for the first time since 2018. Picking up early in the fourth quarter, Aiden O'Connell finds Payne Durham for the 11-yard touchdown. Purdue leads by 5 after a missed 2-point conversion. A few minutes later, though, Garrett Schrader hit his back.
Yeah, you just love the ability to create here. They're faking right, got the screen rolling to the left. He gets it out to his man, and he does the rest. Absolutely creates. What a play.
Syracuse goes up 18-15 after a successful 2-point conversion. Purdue would look for a response. This was a complete game from what appears to be a complete team. Defense entering the conversation.
Talk about complimentary football this Saturday. Coming up with a big-time play. And the big man takes it back in for 6. Gotta love that.
Caleb Okachukwu returns it for the touchdown. Syracuse leads by 10. Game over, right? Celebration on. Not quite. Here comes Purdue. O'Connell airs it out. Charlie Jones, playmaker.
That's your guy, man. If you get him targets, he's going to do the rest. He's a heck of a ball player. I thought these DBs would do much better. He proved me wrong. He is a fantastic wide receiver, making them pay.
Boilers cut the deficit to 3. Under a minute left in the game. How about 14 unanswered? O'Connell finds Durham for the 12-yard touchdown. Purdue regains the lead. Everybody assumes it's over now. They would need a miracle.
Ice water, please. Ice water in my veins, Garrett Schrader. This is a dime, man. And again, he just buys time. He had a blitzer right in his face. Last play of the game. Throw it up there. Beautiful ball to Gasson. Schrader
to Gadsden. Second touchdown of the game for him. Syracuse goes on to win this one 32-29. Take a look at the longest streaks of 2 passing touchdowns and 0 picks for Syracuse in the last 25 years. Anytime you're talking about Donovan McNabb, you are doing something right. Garrett Schrader extends his streak today versus Purdue to 4. Can he eclipse that? Stay tuned. But for now, let's hear from QB1, who joined Lauren Sisler postgame.
Garrett, a big performance out here. You guys get out with the win. You're now 3-0 on the season. Describe this one for me.
It feels awesome. Despite all the struggles and adversity we had to overcome, it was an awesome opportunity. Just blessed and grateful for this team. Love these guys, and the defense played a heck of a game, and they're the one that pulled us through. So it was nice to come out on top. Talk about that last throw with Gadsden, and just what went through your mind as you were trying to get that ball into the end zone. They were playing a lot of man-to-man coverage. He had good leverage, and he did what I thought he would, and we converted. Good job holding up, and it was a great result. How does a win like this add to your confidence moving forward? Oh, it does. I mean, it speaks tremendously to what this team can do, and especially because the way we played offense in the first half was horrible. I don't think it could have been much worse. So, but we came out and we got our stuff together and just made routine plays, went down and scored.
Very matter of fact from Garrett right there. I mean,
sometimes that's what it takes. Yeah.
Hey, look, Syracuse last year when we talked about the team, Eric, we talked about Sean Tucker and a little bit about the defense. This team, we're talking about a bunch of different pockets. How dangerous could Syracuse be? Now we know they got a quarterback, a defense, and they don't need Sean Tucker to win games.
Right, and that's the craziest part. I mean, this young man did not have his best game, averaged right at 2 yards a carry, and they still won. A year ago, I think you bring that up, I think they lose because of that. But Garrett Schrader showed that moxie, that grit to deliver strikes, and when they need him most, man, just jump on my back. Let's go. I'll take you to victory. So, EJ, it's been so impressive when his back was against the wall. That was the last piece of this puzzle for me, just to see his full growth this season.
I agree. And also, there was some coaching being done for Syracuse in this game. That fourth and whatever it was, 4th and 8, 4th and 10, where Gaston ran it in for a touchdown. That was a creative call.
Right.
And truthfully, a trustworthy call to say, hey, Garrett, I'm going to put the ball in your hands and you make a great decision. Had a Lake Leak come out there. Gaston's right by himself, able to take it into the house.
I feel like we haven't seen the best from the Syracuse team. What do you need to see from them to really, truly believe this is a team that can make some noise? I feel like they're starting to do that early on.
Yeah, I think, obviously, not your best performance offensively. Garrett just said it, but enough to win a football game. The piece that I thought today would really shine was that defensive backfield, and it didn't. Charlie Jones, man, just took advantage of these guys and really came down with some amazing catches, yards after catch. I thought that we were going to see Williams and Deuce shine. And so I think that's almost the next piece is you're almost moving it back to the defense saying, okay, it's time to step up. It's time to have that complementary. We've said it 1,000 times this show where it's all three phases hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, my favorite part about this game is that they found a way to win.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to be in ball games where it's not clicking on offense. Your defense, the guys you're relying on, they're getting beat.
Right.
It's going to happen. You got to go out there and make the plays
Step
when
up.
it comes down to winning the game, and that's what Syracuse did.
And that's true balance, in my opinion, is when something isn't working, we have something else that can compensate for it. Our defense is getting beat. Our run game isn't working as hard as it usually does. We can throw the football. That's balance, having that option.
Yeah, Dino Babers was very excited to have Louisville come into JMA Wireless Dome.
Yep.
Took care of business there. They win this tight one at home. Starting to become a weapon at home. And Coach Dino Babers joined us right after that game earlier today. We'll show you some of that later on in the show. But speaking of using your home field as a weapon, NC State, winners of 11 straight at home, looking to make it 12 and 5 straight wins over the team they hosted, Texas Tech. Early first quarter, if we're showing you a punt, bad things are about to happen. Drew Okut, bad things for the other team. We don't really care. Signals for the fair catch. He drops it. Pack recover this one, which would set up the ensuing drive, and Pack get creative.
Yeah, you love to see this, man. A little bit of a throw here, and he's just going to say, hey, there he is. Get him in the end zone. Love to see. Is that a quarterback?
But wait a second. Flag on the play because Anthony Belton is an ineligible receiver. NC State would have to settle for a field goal. NC State up 6-0 early in the second quarter. Sumo Carnbay, 14 yards down the left sideline to the end zone. NC State leads 13-0. Same score, second quarter. Texas Tech 4th and 1. Defense entering the chat.
We called it before the game. We wanted to see Shaheem Battle, Tanner Ingalls start to step up and make plays. The defensive backfield for NC State came up huge tonight in that manner.
Aiden White, 84 yards for the pick six. NC State leads 20-0 at that point. More trickery here, and it was executed
Okay,
properly.
so we're going to let Thayer do it again. Nobody's downfield. Oh, he throws a dime. Come on. Thayer Thomas, the baseball player, pitcher, shortstop. Just let him throw it, man. He's versatile. Quarterback.
Does it all. No penalty this time. Carnbay on the receiving end of a 38-yard touchdown. NC State make it 12 straight home wins. They defeat Texas Tech 27-14.
Coach, you called a timeout with 2 seconds left. Why?
So we could get the last play of defense. We wanted in there. They were obviously trying to score at the end, and defense played a great game. I didn't want to give up a cheap, on a Hail Mary throw there at the end of the game.
What impressed you the most about what your defense did tonight?
A lot of guys had to step up. We were down a few players, and Aiden White getting some interceptions. They played really hard. This team plays with a lot of tempo, so our stamina, for the most part, held up. We just kept finding ways to get the ball back, and it was a good team win.
What adjustments would you like to see out of your offense moving forward?
Yeah, we got to make more plays. We dropped some balls. We got to make some plays at receiver. You know, I think we ran the ball pretty good tonight, you know. Devin's got to be in rhythm. We got to help him with that, but we just got to make a few more plays on the perimeter.
How do you clean up the penalties?
It's a good question. You know, we got to get in there and look at all of them. I'm not going to comment on the officiating. I get fined, and I'd rather spend my money on something good tonight.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
All right, go back.
I love that guy.
Oh, Coach Doran.
Smart man. Smart with his money.
Well, he doesn't splurge on the cups. We know that because he goes for the red solo
I have
cup.
one in my office, signed. Thank
But
you.
he puts the good stuff in it. Speaking of the good stuff, EJ, was this the best we've seen of NC State to this point tonight?
Yeah, this was a good win for NC State. Texas Tech is a good football team.
Oh, yeah.
A team that just beat Houston. And, you know, you talk about defending your home turf. You have your crowd in there. Carter Finley is one of those the hardest places to play in the ACC, so as long as they continue to play good football. But the thing I was most proud about was Devin Leary was back to being a smooth operator. We talked about it yesterday on In Play, and I felt like he showed those areas. Absolutely, gotta love Sade's her music.
Stay focused.
But also, come on. But I would just say he was processing well, going through his reads, his progressions. The ball was accurate. Great day by him.
Yeah, and I think when you're the guy like that, you just expect maybe a little bit more production-wise, getting the ball in the end zone. You know, there's so much weight when you are that top quarterback coming in, and when there's so much expectation. Preseason ACC Player of the Year, and so the one thing that I did like about this game, you know, for NC State is they were able to run the football, something we had not seen in quite some time, and they did it very effectively. I think, you know, Sumo is a guy that he's exploding off the page. You know, Coach kind of hinted that to me this summer and saying this is a guy to watch out for. He's been a big piece of this offense. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch this NC State team find ways in different ways to win, and I think that speaks to, in a lot of ways, a complete team. When we talked about Florida State, a backup quarterback coming in and winning a game, I think it's also be said when, it's this defense getting it done. The run game, Devin Leary, makes for a dangerous team. Dangerous matchup. Maybe the most anticipated matchup in the land this weekend comes in College Station. Miami and Jimbo Fisher have gone head-to-head 8 times. All those meetings coming with Jimbo at Florida State. Jimbo tallying a lot of those wins. The Canes have won just one of them entering the night. And we head to Kyle Field. 100,000 plus. Looking to see their Aggies group bounce back after losing at home to App State. We picked this one up with a punt. And EJ, if we show you this, it ain't good for the Canes.
Yeah, it's tough right here. I mean, you got your best corner, one of your great punt returners, one to take a chance. Risky decision right there. Obviously, Texas A&M gets it back. Easy points because of a short yard.
And you take a look, the defense right in his face. This would allow the Aggies to be in prime position. Right 3 plays later, it did.
Yeah, I mean, you give the easy score there. The margin of error in a game like this is so razor thin. And then another special teams mess up. A guy just gets his hand up, does a great job, blocks the field goal. What a massive swing in special teams.
Yeah, this will be kind of some of these defining moments, special teams just really crushing this Cane squad. Meanwhile, picking up the second half, same score. Texas A&M at the 25. Max Johnson, nephew of Coach Mark Richt, who is on hand to watch this one. And that's Devon Achain, who weaves his way for a 25-yard touchdown. A&M 17-3 at that point. 30 seconds left in game. Final chance, EJ.
Yeah, tough right there. Just got to make the play for your quarterback. Goes right between the receiver's hands, lose the game.
Look, Miami's now lost 8 straight games versus non-con Power 5 teams. The losing streak dates all the way back to 2017. It's tied with Georgia Tech for the longest active streak in the ACC. EMAC, we talked about in the highlight, it has to define this game. Opportunities for the Canes. They just couldn't take advantage, and some very untimely miscues.
Yeah, man. I mean, you look at this goal line offense. I mean, it was non-existent. The guys couldn't get in the end zone. You have to kick field goals. It gets blocked. You have misses. Just a huge momentum swing there. But the most alarming thing outside of that to me, EJ, is the drops. I mean, when you don't have your key guy in Restrepo, who Coach just said is out for 6 weeks, they had 7+ drops. It's inexcusable. It's something you can fix, something you can take care of.
Yeah, well, Miami's going to look back in this tape and just be in agony because there's so many moments where they could have made a play here, make a field goal here, decided to say punt save, Peter, get away and just field the ball. It's a tough night. And on the road. And A&M didn't do much offensively, just made enough plays to win it.
Miami is the first team in 22 years to record 27 first downs and not get in the end zone.
Got to finish, man. You got to finish
in a game.
All is still ahead for Miami, though.
That's right.
All is not lost.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, this is an Aggies team that's still going to go out and win a lot of games. They've already put in the rear view that loss at home to App State. Also, it needs to be in your front mirror, if you will. Amazing fans across the conference who need your help. This fall, ACC Network wants to experience each sport from your perspective. Snap a pic, take a video, tag it with the hashtag AllTheDevotion, post it on your social. I personally guarantee you'll find it on TV. Hit us with the hashtag. Hit it with the hit. All right, a record-breaking day for Sam Hartman. We revisit that, but some questions linger for the Deeks. We address those on the other side. Welcome back into the ACC Huddle. A reminder, on weekdays, make sure you check out from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pack Dog, Taylor, and Trey giving you all the goods across the conference. Heavily focused on football, but they cover it all because they're just that talented. Speaking of talented, let's get back to these highlights. The talent means me reading the shot sheets. Hey, look at the highlights. It's Wake Forest, number 19, hosting Liberty. Demon Deeks have won 10 straight at home, looking to extend that. Blake Whiteheart scores on the 8-yard pass from Sam Hartman. Wake leads 20-5 after the extra point. Early third quarter, same score. Liberty kind of hung in this one.
Yeah, it starts getting real weird right here. Liberty just doing their best to stay fighting, run the ball straight up the gut here. You see the running back make one move, boom, touchdown. Gets very uncomfortable.
We'd start volleying in this one. Late fourth now. Sam Hartman delivers a beautiful
ball. The thing I love about Sam Hartman's throws, man, they're always catch and run opportunities. Even before this, when that tight end throw down in the red zone, it seemed like a routine throw. Throw right there in front of his face mask, runs in for a touchdown.
Finish the drive. Justice Ellison does just that. Wake Forest leads by a touchdown. Liberty with a chance with just a minute left to play.
Look at this play. Look at this play. It's a pick. The game's over. Who wants it more? The ball comes out, and Three's like, call God, baby, I'm right here. Watch this. This is unbelievable.
Give me that.
Game over. Gets knocked out. Bounces around. Three says, I'm here.
Yeah, Demario Douglas wanted it more. I'll tell you what, Hugh Freeze, do you like the call for the two-point conversion and a win?
I don't like it at all.
What's crazy is this is the same play that NC State ran against Texas Tech, but it actually worked.
Right.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate.
It didn't work. Fortunately for us here, because Wake Forest goes on to win 37-36. Most games with 300 passing yards and 3 pass TDs. Look at Wake Forest.
Wow.
Over the last 25 years. It's happened 9 times for Sam Hartman, 11 others. How about Sam Hartman with Maryland Payne postgame?
Sam, what did it take to get this win? 1 point tonight against Liberty.
I mean, first off, hats off to Liberty. I mean, we knew it coming in. They're going to be a great football team, the best team we played all year, and probably one of the better teams we play. I mean, their defense physical. That quarterback, number 7, I mean, he can play. And that kid's going to be playing for a long time. He's going to set. I mean, they had Malik last year, and I mean, he can play. And our defense, I mean, they say defense wins championships, and they won this game. And we got a lot of work to do. Obviously, we were very sloppy on offense, but when it counted, we made the plays. But that's a team win, and mother so dear. That's all I gotta say.
Ahead of starting ACC play next week with Clemson here, what does having to fight for a win like this do to prepare your team?
It definitely humbles you. You gotta, you're feeling good 2-0, but I mean, we knew Liberty was going to be a good team. So again, in college football, a win's a win. You see across the country people losing those games. And again, Liberty came here and they played hard, and we fought and we battled and we won. So I mean, it's a win, but it wasn't a pretty one.
You said we shouldn't be talking to you, but we are, because you're now Wake Forest's all-time passing yards leader. What does it mean to have contributed so much to this program?
I mean, I haven't done much, but it's just everybody around me. Keyshawn makes that play across the middle, then obviously has that one to kind of seal the deal. And again, we don't get the ball back. We don't get those plays without the interceptions we had on defense and the fumbles. Again, it's everybody else. I mean, I throw the ball, and I didn't throw it great today, but just happy to be a part of something bigger than myself.
Thank you so much for the time. Congratulations.
As always, go Deeks.
Okay, so Sam Hartman gracious in the postgame here, but EJ, we all love this Wake team. We always love them offensively. We love the creativity. We love the gamers and the coaching.
Yep.
But the defense always leaves something begging, and tonight they gave up 36 points to a Liberty team that really didn't belong in the conversation. Is that problematic to you?
I don't think it's problematic. I will say maybe it's a wake-up call. You go into the film room Sunday, Monday, going into this Clemson week. Guys, we got to tackle better. If we want to actually beat Clemson, We have to tackle an open field. You talk about Will Shipley, talk about DJ Uyunglele, the running ability. He has a quarterback. Point of emphasis going into this week. So I would say, if anything, it's a good wake-up call for them going into Clemson.
26 rushes. 21 yards. That ain't good. You're going against a Clemson defensive line that's going to be fully loaded, healthy, back. Look out. Because that's the biggest piece with Wake Forest that we always talk about. So it
doesn't concern you too much about the defense.
I'm more concerned about this right now. Yeah, because I know what Clemson's going to do offensively. It's, can you keep up with them? And when you see what we saw last year, I think we can all sit here and say that was the best Wake Forest team in quite some time. And Clemson had their way a year ago, where that was maybe the worst Clemson team we've seen in a while. And so when I look at that, and I look at this game, maybe there was a little bit that the Deeks were looking forward to that game. Maybe they were overlooking this opponent. I can't get over that. I mean, that's crazy. In a game of this offensive line, of this caliber, you have to be able to push those guys around, and they got bullied tonight up front.
Do you think they have the ability moving forward to run the football?
Not on Clemson, not on Pittsburgh, not on Miami. I mean, because of the scheme and what they do, it just takes so long to develop. And so at this rate against Liberty, 21 yards, that's concerning. That's big time concerning.
Yeah, well, you look at the quarterback play, you look at the receivers, you're going to have to lean on a lot of that.
Well, I know we're looking ahead here with the Clemson game, but I'm curious to see, do you think that Clemson could hang with Wake Forest if it becomes a shootout? Because we know Wake can hang up 40-plus points any given Saturday.
Done it 10 times since the start of last season.
Such a conversation last year, and there was so much, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen? And Clemson beat them like a drum. And so until proven otherwise, that's what I think that matchup is going to look like with Clemson, with that mesh. It is a weak point of this offense. This offense is fantastic, scores a ton of points, moves the ball around. But when guys are going backwards, there's penetration by the defensive line. It becomes obsolete. It becomes stale in 21 yards. I mean, that's crazy.
The thing that has helped this defense and helped them win these games has been the turnovers forced.
Yeah.
37 of them Wake has forced since the start of last season. That's the best in the ACC.
Awesome.
So you can flip a game.
Absolutely.
The ability to get takeaways, and Wake does it better than anybody. Worse than anybody would have been Pitt the last 4 seasons. The game versus Western Michigan a year ago, that blemish on their record loomed large, maybe ultimately kept them out of the college football playoff. That 44 points was the 3rd most in the last 4 seasons. So Pitt coming into this one at Western Michigan, revenge on their mind. On the road, when Pitt very comfortable there, they would be without their starting quarterback, Keaton Slovis, in this one, and early on, the defense would announce itself.
Yeah, this is what you want to see from a Pitt defense that is so good, so talented. Go score, man. You got your first and second string quarterback out. Let's do everything we can to get points on the board. They did that right here.
They would. 10-zip after the extra point. Under 2 minutes ago in the third. First goal, Izzy Abanikanda.
Abanikanda has been playing excellent football the past 2 weeks. Easy run, but I give this credit to the offensive line. Smothering Western Michigan. Easy run, touchdown, Pitt.
Pitt leads by a pair of touchdowns right there. Nate Yarnell, the 3rd string, would be the starter here. No Nick Patty, no Keaton Slovis. Cannot him upfield for the touchdown rolling right.
Yeah, you love to see it. The patience, the composure, the calmness from the 3rd string guy. But you know he does really well? Hand that thing off, baby.
He didn't have any turnovers. He took care of the football. 1 touchdown he threw for. Run game did its part. Pitt wins and wins big and holds Western Michigan, mind you, to only 13 points. Statement for them on the road. Rush play percentage, highest in a game under Coach Narduzzi. Understanding the challenge in front of them. Trying to limit Yarnell's usage. 81% of the plays coming from the run game. Run game delivered. Don Davenport delivered a post-game interview with Coach Narduzzi. Take a listen.
All right, Coach Narduzzi, last week, Nate Yarnell was your 4th-string quarterback running the scout team. He gets the start tonight. How would you describe his demeanor and how he handled it?
You know what, Nate Yarnell, I'm so proud of him. I mean, 4th-string quarterback. He fought to be the guy in the game. I mean, we found out we got a football player, I can tell you that. I mean, you don't know watching him on scout field, but I've seen him for 2 years on the scout field. You know, last week, going into Tennessee week, he was our scout. He was hooker. He was playing the scout team quarterback, reading plays off cards. He came out here like a veteran. I mean, he's so relaxed. He's playing the organ this morning in the hotel lobby. I mean, I'll tweet that out later on today. But and the offensive line did a great job. We had to run the ball a little bit more than we really probably wanted to, but they got the win. That's a big time win.
I was going to say your run game really helped to support your redshirt freshman quarterback. What did you like about them?
I loved them. I mean, you talk about just tough football. That's Pittsburgh football right there. That's what we do. That's how we do it. We can do that every week, and then we have the ability to throw the ball down the field as well.
On the other side of the ball, you lose defensive guys. You got injured guys that are out. You didn't even have Dez, and they come up with 3 turnovers. What impressed you the most?
Eric Hallett, I mean, he made two big ones. Obviously, Marquez Williams took one to the house and really set the tempo early. We talked about starting fast. Our guys played great on defense all day long.
Coach, get healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. We will.
Don, get healthy indeed. I mean, that's the only thing in the immediate standing in front of Pitt. How important was it for them to go on the road against Western Michigan, a team that really hurt them a year ago, and win in this manner without your starting QB or QB2?
I mean, I think it's massive for the entire team just to prove to yourself that we're a unit. It's not about one guy. It's not about one position group. We can do this thing together. The defense played out of their minds. They ran the ball extremely effectively. That was my key to this game is let's run it over and over again. Izzy Abanikanda, back-to-back weeks, 130-plus yards. I think he had 150-something last week. This guy is just an absolute weapon, and they gave it to him 30-plus times, EJ. Love to see it when you have to run it. Can they stop you? The answer was no. Pitt did a great job offensively.
Well, left tackle Carter Warren and the boys up front really answered the bell in this game. The issue last week was they were allowing the pass rush from Tennessee to bang up those quarterbacks. That's why they were playing with Yarnell. Right. And then again today you let one of your running backs goes for over 100 yards. The other running back almost 100, and Vincent Davis, he had 83. So I felt like the offensive line is the one that answered the challenge in this football game, and they needed to.
Rhode Island, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. The next 3 games in front of these Panthers. If you don't have QB1 or QB2, and it is, in fact, Nate Yarnell starting at quarterback, do you still feel good about their ability to run the table in these next 3?
I think especially the first one, Rhode Island, like, do whatever you want. Like, you need to keep establishing that. Hopefully you get Hammond Jr. back. My goodness, we forget about him already. Yeah. Game 1, he went berserk. And so I think you certainly can run that football. Georgia Tech had a very tough night tonight against Ole Miss, and then we've seen Virginia Tech get better. So I think, certainly when you get to conference play, you want your team at full strength, but I'm confident in this team culture-wise and what they built.
Yeah, they can run the table in those 3. I feel like Pitt is still a team that has a chance to win the ACC championship. And a lot of times, if healthy, yeah. But even with Yarnell, I mean, you saw him go out there, go 9 of 12, 179 yards. So that's going to give him confidence. Maybe they open up the playbook passing-wise for him the next game.
Because he showed he can do it.
Absolutely.
He showed he can
Earn
make
that
those plays. He's rolling out. He's patient. He delivers a strike. And, again, no disrespect to Rhode Island, but you've got another game to get that for him and get that under his belt.
And they ain't watching. Go ahead and disrespect.
Yeah, get out of here.
Hat tip to Coach Signetti and Coach Narduzzi to adjust the game plan and say, hey, we're going to pound the football. 81% of the plays coming from the ground, and the ground did deliver. How about this, too? Pitt, comfortable on the road. Winners of 7 straight
road
on the road. Talk about culture in a program. That is getting it done. When we return, don't look now. Duke is 3-0, and they've looked good in all 3 wins. Are they for real? I'm going to ask the guys. They're going to give me their honest answers. Welcome back to the ACC Huddle. More highlights for you. Old Dominion taking on Virginia in Charlottesville. Virginia looking to bounce back after they fell flat against Illinois a week ago. Brennan Armstrong, QBR of 8.3 there. He's truly looking to get back on track. Minute left in the game. We'll find Zach Kuntz in the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown. ODU leads this one 14-13. Too much time. Brennan Armstrong.
Yeah, let's go be legendary, man. Just has all the time in the world in the pocket. Delivers a strike to Lavelle Davis. A historical throw, JC.
That's right, because Armstrong with that pass breaks a career passing record at Virginia, passing Matt Schaub. Brendan Farrell was the GOAT, scapegoat earlier, but he ends up being the GOAT, redeeming that missed kick. Goes 26 yards for this one. Virginia wins 16-14. Go ahead and exhale, BA. You get it done. Duke and North Carolina A&T. Wallace Wade Stadium, a sellout crowd for this one. Duke seeking a 3-0 start. Riley Leonard, EJ.
First play on offense, they go and throw a nice little dump pass at the tight end. Easy pitch, easy catch. Duke is balling.
That's the first play from scrimmage. Duke leads 7-0. They would not look back. That defense is a fierce one.
Man, I love to see this big Dwayne Carter, Mr. Carter, take it to the crib, big dog. Love to see the defensive score.
Dwayne with the touchdown. Duke leads 21-0. Early second quarter, they lead 21-3. Riley Leonard, athlete.
I'll do it myself.
Rolls left, runs it in. Duke up 28-3, and a little bit more of Riley Leonard.
This guy gets on the edge, man. We talk about Malik Cunningham. We talk about Jordan Travis. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Riley Leonard. He's coming home for dinner.
Like Daniel Jones right there. He joined Jalen Johnson post-game.
Riley, 3-0 on the season so far. A lot of smiles for you on the sidelines. You were able to spread the ball on offense. What was working for you tonight?
Yeah, really the passing game came early to us. We had a lot of good plays drawn up, really good game plan. So coming into the game, we were fully prepared in the pass game, so I think we executed pretty well.
Now, you were 11-12 through the air, but you were using your legs tonight, too. What did you like about that part of your game?
Yeah, it was good to get outside the pocket a little bit. It's been a while since I was able to break one loose, so it was a good feeling for sure.
Now, you guys are going to celebrate tonight, but next week you're going to Lawrence. What do you expect from that matchup?
Yeah, tomorrow we're full speed ahead on Kansas. Definitely going to expect this guy. Definitely expect a hard-nosed battle between us and Kansas, but it'll be a dogfight. We're excited for it.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, man. The boyish enthusiasm of Riley Leonard, it's intoxicating. How important is he to the operation for the Blue Devils?
Yeah, well, he's extremely important. I mean, they have pieces around him that can make plays, but Riley Leonard is the straw that stirs the drink. That's one of those Jordan Cornett right there. But I'll tell you what, he's impressive, man. Not only can he run the football, but also his accuracy. I know she mentioned 11-12. But these are some real passes, man. It's not just like dink and dunks. Like, this dude's actually placing the football. So he's impressed me the past 3 weeks of the season. I'm excited to see when he gets challenged next week in Lawrence.
It has been so impressive to see these young, inexperienced quarterbacks and the composure they have, the way they distribute the rock, the ownership of the offense, and Riley Leonard has been killing it. I mean, he is the difference maker. You want to know how important it is to have a quarterback? Look at Duke last year. Look at Duke this year. It's incredible transition.
Well, I mentioned Riley Leonard resembled Daniel Jones on that breakaway run, one that he didn't trip on, if everybody remembers, the one Jones had with the Giants, the turf monster. Leonard becomes the first Duke quarterback with 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns in the same game since Jones did it in 2017. I'm going to tell you what, this guy Riley Leonard, we all agree. He's going to be playing on Sundays too. He's got a little time before he gets there, but it's on the horizon. Coming up on the show, on the horizon for us, a win for Syracuse today in exhilarating manner. So good, we got Coach Babers on the horn, so we got to chop it up and talk about this one. He did not disappoint. That interview next. Welcome back into the ACC Huddle. NC State hosting Texas Tech. Pack hoping to make it 5 straight wins over Texas Tech and make it 12 straight wins at home. The defense making maybe the biggest statement of the game.
Yeah, this is what you want to see, man. This talented defense. You've got stars everywhere. Go ahead and take it 80-plus yards to the crib.
Defense gets it done, taking it to the residence there. Aiden White, and then a little bit of trickery offensively, EJ.
You like these type of play calls, a little razzle-dazzle, giving Thayer Thomas an opportunity to throw a dime. Big touchdown for NC State.
Eddie Schroff, Brock Eisweiler in the booth with their reactions postgame.
NC State 3-0 after a 27-14 win against Texas Tech. The Wolfpack ride their defense tonight. 3 interceptions, 4 takeaways, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. And Schroff alongside Brock Osweiler. The Wolfpack have one more game, UConn next week, and then on the road against Clemson. So NC State should be undefeated going into that Clemson game the first weekend of October. Let's start with what you like, the defense.
Yeah, it starts and stops with the defense right now for NC State. They're playing tremendous football. Tony Gibson really has his guys flying around. It's in a very aggressive style of defense. He's bringing pressure almost every other play, and he's disguising coverages pre- and post-snap, which makes the quarterback's job very difficult.
Offensively, there is still a need for playmakers, especially in the wide receiving group. But Demi Sumo Karnbing had a couple of, you can call them young player mistakes tonight. He also made up for it with a couple of TDs.
He certainly did, and that's the bright spot right now for the Wolfpack offense. It's their running back room. Demi made some big-time plays tonight, and that's something that they're going to have to build upon to get the pass game going.
Yeah, they're going to have to be better on offense. The defense arrived. Aiden White, 2 picks, including a pick 6, which set the tone early. NC State jumped out to a 20-0 start. And they rolled from there, winning 27-14. They'll beat UConn next week, and then they'll go to Clemson as a 4-0 team the first weekend of October.
Syracuse hosted Purdue. Syracuse looking for their first 3-0 start since 2018. We picked this game up with 1 minute remaining. Purdue trailing 25-22. Aiden Cotto finds Payne-Durham for the 12-yard touchdown. Purdue 14 unanswered. They lead by 4. EJ, Syracuse would need a miracle. It's a long shot, but it's Garrett Schrader.
Anybody got any ice water up in here?
Water.
Garrett Schrader got plenty of it, fellas. That's a big-time throw right there. Clutch time. Game winner, man. You got to love it.
I don't know if you were calling me thirsty or what. I didn't know what was going on, but you're saying the man has ice in his veins. He indeed does. Syracuse wins 32-29. The most exciting finish of the day. No question about it. And now we welcome in the coach of those 3-0 Syracuse Orange for the first time since 2018. Coach Dino Babers, so kind of you to join us fresh off of that exhilarating win. And look, a couple blowout wins early on in the season tested here. What did you learn about your team in this incredible win?
Well, just their determination. They were so relentless out there in the game. It was one of those third and fourth quarters that went back and forth. And, I mean, there's times you look up the scoreboard and it looked kind of bad. But the faith of this team, their beliefs, the way they stay together, and just how relentless they are about not being denied. I just can't say enough about them right now. And I don't think their performance was completely perfect, but their record is.
Yes, sir.
Coach, how about your quarterback, Garrett Schrader? I mean, to see the growth of this young man, the development of this young man. We saw it when it wasn't high pressure, high stakes. Now, to have the stones to walk it off, deliver a strike to win the game. I know you have to be jacked up about his performance.
We're talking boulders, brother. We're talking boulders.
Yes, sir.
You know, just really excited for him, and you know what I mean. His first 2 games were definitely, if you graded him out at the end, with both A's. But to play a game like this, where you may not necessarily have your best stuff, you're a pitcher, you're not striking them out, you're just finding a way to get them out and get them off the bases and to hang in there to the fourth quarter. And then do something like that at the end, you know, I think the young people call that OMG. OMG.
Well, look, Coach, which play was your favorite? Was it the pick six by the big man, Caleb Okechukwu, we'll make sure I'm pronouncing that right, or was it a game-winning touchdown by Aronde Gasson II?
You're okay. Now, you know how I like to be difficult. First of all, I'm so fired up that Aronde had the game winner. Okay, but you asked me a direct question, and I'm a military kid. I'm fired up that we scored on defense. Check with the analytical people. If you score a defensive touchdown and you block a kick in the game, I think the numbers are through the roof that you're supposed to win that game, even though it was close at the end for us. But the play that I loved the most was that 4th and 1 when we faked the ball to Tucker, and about 9 guys went with them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Aronde popped out the other end and looked like it was going to be one of those plays where he got 20, 30 yards of some kind of way he got it into the end zone. That was my favorite play.
Coach, when Aronde scores that go-ahead, which ultimately became the game-winning touchdown, what was the celebration like on the sidelines? I was hearing a rumor that you almost hurt yourself keeping your team off the field. Any accuracy to that report?
No, I'm hurt. There was no rumor. I'm hurt.
Cold tub, Coach. Cold tub.
Ice up, man. Ice up.
Hey, you going to be all right, Coach? I mean, you're 3-0. They need you on the sidelines next week.
I'll tell you what, I got a whole bunch of guys that I think that I pay a lot of money to keep those guys in the box. And for my team to get out of the box, they're just jumping over guys and sprinting right by them like a break. And I'm like, no, this is not happening. You know, we will definitely have a team meeting about that. that cannot be that.
Hey, well, Coach, you said it. You weren't perfect, but that record is.
Yes,
and at the end of the day, that's all that matters as you head to Week 4. Congratulations, and we really appreciate you taking the time on the heels of that win.
Congrats, Coach.
Hey, you guys have a blessed day. Good talking to you.
A lot of great coaches in our conference. I don't know if there's a better interview than Dino Babers. So nice of him to join us. Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers, an emotional one, playing for Brian Brzee and his family, having lost the beautiful spirit that is Ella, gone at the age of 15. And this team came out and played their tails off, most especially in the second half. A lot of Will Shipley here as he goes up the middle for the touchdown, becoming the first Clemson player to start a season with 2+ rushing touchdowns in each of the first 3 games. This guy by the name of Travis Etienne did it in 2019. Clemson, 30-yard pass plays. First 2 games, only 1. Tonight, 3 of them. This group found its level today offensively, fellas.
That's right, JC. It's a beautiful thing when all 11 guys on the same page. It's a thing of beauty, and we see the deep shots. I want to start right here. We're going to show a 6-man protection here. So we're going max pro. All 5 offensive linemen are going to stay in. We're going to have a slide to the left over there. Running backs filling in, tight ends chipping and getting out. Show me what DJ sees here.
Well, the first thing, pre-snap right here, you want to locate these safeties, okay? He's about 9-10 yards off, But the biggest thing is I see a one-on-one matchup with my big receiver, about 6'3", Joseph Ngata. So I'm already thinking, all right, I'm going to go to him. Can he get a good release? And the best thing I love about DJ right here, I'm going to run it back here just real quick. If you can watch his posture, Enoch, in the pocket. Right here, his eyes, all his vision, right down here, right down Main Street. So now, what I always say, if he's even, he's leaving. All right? Now watch DJ get this footwork. Boom, nice and subtle, gets that ball up and out and gives his receiver to make a chance to play.
And to me, his footwork is finally adding up with his eyes. There's no rush. He's not worried. He's a smooth operator hitting that drive. So on this one, again, it starts up front. If the guys give him time, if the pass protection is true, they're going to do that. They're showing blitz. They're showing pressure. DJ's going to do a great job, Walk us through the rest here. Does not panic, and the running back picks up a great block as well.
First thing right here, again, pre-snap, I'm looking at the corners, nickel, inside safety right there. No middle of the field safety helping, and this guy's actually trying to get there over the top. So you're going to have a spray fade right here, inside receiver. He has to beat this guy. He's going to run a hitch, and then he's going to just take this guy and run over that way. Love this play. This is actually an NFL play. Right. A lot of quarterbacks enjoy this, especially when they get to use all this space to drop that football in, and that's exactly what DJ does an excellent job of to Antonio Williams.
And another great thing about this is guys are making catches. Guys are making those 50-50 balls. We hadn't seen that a lot last year. We're starting to see it over and over again this season.
Absolutely. There we go. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you, fellas. Solid work as always. Another riveting week of football in the ACC. We revisit some of the best images of the Saturday it was next. Buckle up, grand finale here on the ACC Huddle. A couple more highlights to rip through. Georgia Tech hosting Ole Miss at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Georgia Tech seeking consecutive wins for the first time since 2018. Don't waste your time getting your hopes up here. David Shanahan punt block. Cedric Johnson. Ole Miss gains possession. Same score, Ole Miss 3rd and goal. Prashad Judkins, 7 yards from touchdown. Ole Miss 14-0 at that point. It does not get any better for the Yellow Jackets. Jackson Dart hands it off to Zach Evans, 26 yards for the touchdown. This one can't end soon enough. It would end Ole Miss 42-0. Yikes. Wofford, Virginia Tech. The earliest kickoff in Lane Stadium history. Does it look like it matters to you boys? Oh. They showed up there because that's what they do. Grant Wells throwing dimes because that's what he did today.
Absolutely. Grant Wells was hitting on all cylinders. The receivers also going up and making these big-time catches across the middle. I love it.
And that was Jaden, as EJ likes to call it. Jaden, you're my boy! Beautiful grab right there. 6 plays later. Wells this time got it done handing it off.
Yeah, I don't have any cool catchphrase with it, but it was a really nice run play there. And that's been a little bit of an identity for these guys early, but Grant Wells continuing to step up, be consistent, get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and that was, again, Jaden Blue this time, 11-yard touchdown pass. Virginia Tech led 20-0 at that point. FPI gave a 97% chance of winning. FPI looked very astute in this one. Bryce Duke, 27-yard touchdown catch. Virginia Tech goes on to win 27-7. Wells goes off for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maine and Boston College. Both teams still looking for their first wins of the season. Coach Hafley dealt a difficult hand. No offensive lineman healthy, and it showed, but not here, Phil Jacoby.
Yeah, it's nice to see this connection between 5 and 4. That equals 6. Love Zay Flowers. Love the post over the top. It's your big receiver.
I was like, no, that equals 9. Is that Clemson math? What's going on?
But
Jacoby finds George Takis in the corner of the end zone. 2-yard touchdown. Boston College leads 14-10. And Jaden Williams takes the handoff here. Bounces right, finds a seam, outruns into the corner, gets in the end zone.
Listen.
Boston College, 38-17.
Just reaps and hitches and slams.
Getting it done. They were listening. They must be watching.
Watching the show.
The show. All right, so that concludes all our highlights and almost our entire show. Week 3 over. EJ, your biggest takeaway from today?
Biggest takeaway, a lot of these teams found ways to win. I always talk about, there's not necessarily moral victories, but when you find a way to win and you don't play your best football, that's always a good thing. So going into week 4, tougher matchups. Let's see who can bring the hard hat next week.
Yeah, I think the biggest, story of the night, Miami football, moving the ball so effectively on offense, but at the end of the day, not being able to score points was their ultimate demise here.
And shout out to Coach Rick, who's on hand down there at College Station to watch his nephew Max Johnson get the start and get the win. Coach will be back with us, and we're going down to Tallahassee, Florida State,
Let's
and
go.
DC, the Huddle. Head south. We'll see you next week.
Scooped up, and the big man will take it to the house.
O'Connell looking downfield, throw the pick six. Caleb Okechukwu. Coming out to the end zone. Jamal Banks has it. Here's Wells, wheel route for Duke. Caught it, touchdown. Overthrows Boyd, it's intercepted. Touchdown, NC State.
Uyunglele with the handoff, and Shipley's going to break free. He's into the end zone for touchdown. He's going to launch it deep, looking for Crooms again. It's underthrown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Howard. Intercepted for the second time tonight. Coming in, end zone for the touchdown. Did he catch it? Touchdown, yes he did.
12 seconds. Schrader throwing. He's got a man. He's got Johnson. Yes! I don't know about you, but I love college football.
If you don't love college football, you don't have a pulse.